one of the posts, he asked up in his story, like, just people to recommend him books, and one of them was Big Magic by this author. Writer explained like the creative process and stuff. And like one of the points she was making was, you know, you have to love what you're doing so much that you're willing to eat the shit sandwich. Seriously? And like to the point that like, you know, the people that you're working with that aren't willing to eat their shit sandwich, that you ask for seconds and ask if you could eat their shit sandwich. You love what you're doing so much that you're willing to just like, you know, you have to eat this shit to be able to get where you are. And like these days and with social media stuff too, it's like, it's, you know, it's so easy to get discouraged and be like, fuck, man, like I've dumped yay amount of years into this and like it's not going anywhere, even a short amount of time. You see people like you said, get in and out, and that's like a tough part too. That like, you know, I've struggled with like to certain degrees too.
Absolutely, I say it because I know from experience, my own experience, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like yeah, Alex Kislov actually called me out one night too. He's like, man. Like, you know, I called him one day and I like, you know, I just thanked him for even saying this. It took some time for me to like really understand and like, you know, kind of, I guess, digest what he said. But it's like, man, you get onto something and like you get really good at it and you get to like 85% and then you like leave it and go do something else. And it's just like,
yeah,
fuck, like you're right. And it's just like, it took some time to understand that, but it's like, it's one of those things of like, yeah, you can progress, and that's like one of like that's like the whole backstory behind like my creative agency I started, X to X. You know, X to the X power is like anything is anything, and like like it's another backstory that I can get into. But the point being is that any amount of time placed into any amount of task, anything is possible.
Yeah.
So if you just devote that time and energy into what you're doing, like realistically, you can achieve anything, but you have to put in the time and the effort and energy and eat plenty of shit sandwiches, because there's going to be a lot down the road that you just have to cope with. And it's like, it's hard, it sucks. There's gonna be like plenty of times where you're like, fuck this, I'd rather like, you know, go dick around with a friend or like throw something on, procrastinate instead of like sit there and just get it done. But like, you know, it's that effort and energy of just like truly working at it that like gets you to that next level. And that was like one of the other things that I was gonna get a tangent off of, like Skrillex is guys that have worked with him that like, you know, will say that they have never seen anyone work the way that he does. And like the true example of the reason why I, like, at least in my opinion, of why Skrillex is so great, and you can talk all the shit you want, like dubstep, wampy shit, whatever the fuck, but like as a producer and as like a person to like progress and like for on like almost like a, I want to say like a self-help thing, like a self-improvement level, like the man devotes an infinite amount of time to his work. Like I've heard like a couple stories from people that have worked directly with him, like been in the studio, like so on and so forth. The man doesn't stop working. Like people have to pull him away from his computer to be able to like introduce and say like shake up like someone. Seriously? Like my boy that met him, like, you know, like I was working with him at the time, like with the Alza team out in LA, like I think it was like 5-6 years ago. During the time of like DJ Slink and stuff. I think it was part of like the same camp. Artist camp was like saying like, yeah, like he literally like they had to pull him away from like working to like basically say like hello to us. And he was like super nice, like super awesome, like let them stay in his house, like one of his like couple houses in LA and stuff like that during the time that they were staying. So like gave him all the studio access, all this stuff, like super nice guy. But it's like, you know, like there's I think even in like one of the videos like you watch, like he's literally getting off a helicopter to play a set, walking from the helicopter while the fucking rotor blades
I think I've seen that,
still on his computer. And it's just like, you cannot pull this, like, he will work until he has to play. And, like, that's without being said, it's like, that's, like, the ticket to, like, being able to, like, get to that next level. Like, I love, like, the statement of, like, it's there for those who want it. Like, anything that you could ever possibly want to do, the resources are there. Like, yo, we don't live in the 1920s anymore where you have to, like, go by horsebound carriage to, like, another side of the fucking country to, like, get some kind of resource or, like, meet someone to get you there. Like, you are a button press away from, like, DMing someone, hitting someone up. And it's just, like, there's all these, like, kind of self-conscious, I wouldn't say self-conscious, but, like, oh my God, like, insecurities that, like, we've built up. I don't know about saying as like a society, but like what like social media and this shit has done, that it's just like realistically, like what's holding you back? Like, is it pride? Is it your ego? And that's like one of those things that even early on in my career, like an elder was explaining to me, like, yo, like, you know, you're starting to like do things and move up. Even like I was very small time, like moving up is very relative. Like I was starting to play like nightclubs every once in a while, like, yo, you're moving up, like, but just it was like a word of like truth that he spoke to me. It was like, yo, like two things that will, you know, like get you, like will chew you up and spit you out of this industry is like stay away from drugs and like, you know, starve your ego. Because like ego will completely take you out of this game, because as big as you ever might get, there will forever be someone bigger.